speech entitled Wherever I Lay My Hat. Wherever I Lay My Hat. Please welcome Chris Daly.
E.T. Home. Everyone's heard of that movie, Spielberg's movie. But what does home mean to you? Is it just the place of home? Or is it a feeling within you? I just recently came back from my home in New Zealand. Do you know something's happened there? There's a new word in the vocabulary that was never there before. And it's as common as the phrase fish and chips. As the word munted. What does munted mean? I see some bright sparks there suggesting that maybe it's a new coin that's just come out of the Royal New Zealand Mint. No. Munted means destroyed or demolished. In my trip back home, my memories of home came to me as well. I remember the brick railway station where we used to leave from as schoolboys. We used to head up into the mountains, cross the river, stay in little huts way up above the tree line. And then we'd come down again, flag down the train. It would stop for us. We'd end up back at that brick railway station. And there we'd go to school the next morning, with an adventure under our belt. My home place also is that fence that divided my place from Della's place. We're both 3 years old. I looked through a crack in the fence one day, and there Della was, with her long golden hair, running in the front yard. Her mother was chasing her. She needed to have a bath. She didn't have a stitch on. I ran around for a month saying I loved Della, and I wanted to marry her. What was that? First love? Or first lust? Something like that. My home place also were those old buildings done in Gothic style, built out of Oamaru stone, the old museums, the art galleries, and also there's a Nobel Prize laureate who had an office in one of those buildings too. But, competition Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, my home place of Christchurch, New Zealand, was munted exactly 1 year ago. From under the ground, an earthquake of 6.3 lifted the city and then dropped it down again. And then, like a savage dog on a kitten, shook it for 20 seconds. The buildings collapsed like playing cards. Some of them leant at curious angles to the earth and then fell later on. And others, the facade would just drop away, showing the inside spilling out like haunted dolls' houses. Large rocks rolled down the hills, and cliffs collapsed on houses, buses, and cars. And my old railway station was a pile of rubble. The fence had fallen over at Della's place, and like a savage monster from below, Della's house was sucked 1 metre into the ground. There are also piles of rocks where those old Gothic buildings used to be. Ladies and gentlemen, my home place was destroyed. But then what happened? You know the newspapers. Everyone came from all over the world. People in Australia came and rescued people from the ruins. But what amazed me most is out of the dust, like a phoenix rising, came the spirit of the people of Christchurch. The farmers joined the students and they cleaned up the mess. Everyone joined together in the spirit of cooperation. The ones who were least affected, they came and they helped the others as well. There's a similar instance to that was Viktor Frankl. Is a man that survived the Holocaust. And he, through some of those horrific times, had to create also a home place, a spirit of home within himself so that he could survive that. And what he did, he thought of his wife. So when he was giving his bread and sharing it with his fellow prisoners, he had a home place that he shared as well. And that helped him to survive. He said in one of his books, Man's Quest for Meaning, he said the words, "If everything is taken from a man and a woman, there's one thing that cannot be taken, and that is our freedom to respond in any circumstance." And his freedom was to create this home space. Now, I've travelled all around the world. I've been in different cultures. I've been far away from my home. But I've always found that in giving to other people, I create that home space. And there is a beautiful saying that encapsulates what I'm talking about. And that is that a smile is a light from a window in your soul that shows you that the heart is at home. I went back to Christchurch and I saw the empty blocks. And now there are herb plants growing in those blocks. There's barbecues and other empty blocks as well. And people are cooperating with each other. I went back home on my Qantas plane because I had my home place in New Zealand. I sat down in the seat and I put on the earphones. And I smiled to myself because I could hear the music. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. But then I suddenly woke up and I heard a voice saying, "Sir, with your coffee, would you like a peppermint?"